Good afternoon and welcome to the OOH-RAH Report. I am your host, Anthony Keverett, and today we are talking about Monday Night Raw. We are 2 weeks removed from the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and we are getting set up firmly on the road to WrestleMania. Some things still need to be figured out, and a lot of matches still need to happen, so we're going to get right into it, talking about this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. The show opens up with Drew McIntyre and The Miz trying to get some help from him for his upcoming match with Bobby Lashley. Drew wants none of it, as you can expect, and once he's done fighting Sheamus tonight, he is going to take on whoever is the champion at the end of the night, whether it be The Miz or Bobby Lashley. So then we go right into that match next, where it's Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, and I'm kind of interested with this match, because, they've been building this up for weeks, and I know we haven't seen each other since post-Royal Rumble, and since then, Drew and Sheamus have been on, collision course. Drew losing his title in the Elimination Chamber, which Sheamus thinks it should have been one-on-one, rather than the Elimination Chamber match that we got. But yeah, so these two guys, they have one heck of a match. This is the exact match that you could picture in your head, and it was a straight-up fight, and I don't think it's over with these guys. Drew does end up winning clean at the end, but I could see them going a little bit further with this. Personally, I would have liked to see this been stretched out to Mania, and you have Sheamus and Drew in that championship match at Mania, but based on what we see by the end of the night, things do change, but I do like the direction that the WWE Championship picture is going, heading into WrestleMania in Tampa. So after that, we get a solid match, and then we're supposed to get, right before, we have one more match, and then we're supposed to get the WWE Championship match between Miz and Lashley. And they do this whole countdown clock thing they've been doing for the past few weeks, basically giving Miz the countdown to when he is going to fight Lashley, which is blatantly an incentive to keep fans around to be watching the show at the top of the hour. And it really does show, and it sucks, and it's annoying because you know that you turn on Raw. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be the third match of the night. It's not going to be the fifth match. It's the last match of the night. You know it's going to happen. Just give it to us when it is and fill it with other intriguing storylines. But no, we don't get that. We get right after Sheamus versus Drew, basically finishing off their feud so Drew can fight the winner of the main event. You get a match between Nia Jax and Naomi. Pretty much squash match, basic. Same thing you see week in and week out, and it makes me laugh because, I said to myself, I'm going to take a few weeks off from reviewing, just to see if how the shows can progress in the road to WrestleMania, because it gets draining when you're watching the same crap TV every week. So I'm thinking I come back and it'll be good. No, it's the same shit. It's the same stuff I reviewed 3 weeks ago. And yeah, it's, there are good things going on, but then again, there's also crap like Naomi versus Nia Jax, where it's like, okay, cool, squash match by Nia Jax, moving on. So yeah, we get a nice promo that Rhea Ripley will be coming to Raw in the near future, probably after WrestleMania, and I'm hyped. I think the women's division on Raw, singles-wise, has been missing a spark since Becky left around this time last year, so yeah, I think to bring Rhea Ripley up is a good idea. How she will fare on the main roster is a completely other story. I really hope that they don't ruin her like they've ruined other wrestlers who've come up from NXT, but we'll see how that goes. So after that, we get the first part of what is 3 WWE Championship matches. So this is the first one, and it's basically The Miz has to poop. Miz gotta take poops. That's about it. So yeah, they move that to 10 o'clock. So now we get our next match. And this is Braun Strowman with a mystery partner taking on the Hurt Business, the tag team champions, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. So basically, Braun comes out, setting up his feud with Shane for Mania. Okay, cool. I'm happy that we're going to see Braun at Mania again. It's going to be a real big letdown from what he did last year at Mania, but, I get that you kind of want to fill the cards up because WrestleMania, once again, is 2 nights, and you kind of want to just fill it in with interesting matches and stuff. And Shane versus Braun is not necessarily bad, but I'm interested to see how that goes because usually when Shane does one of his matches, he puts himself in a situation where he's basically carried to a good match and he gets a few spots in. I'm interested to see if Braun can do that because we've seen him do it with Styles, we've seen him do it with Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. So, yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. So, this match is basically Shane's like, well, I'm going to pick you a partner so you can get along with WWE officials. And it's going to be Adam Pearce. And I just rolled my eyes because we just saw this whole thing leading into the Rumble where Adam Pearce was going to fight Roman Reigns. And you didn't give it to us, and you gave us Paul Heyman versus Adam Pearce. God. Love that. So, yeah, they give that, and they say it's for the tag titles. Braun beats the crap out of everybody, and Adam Pearce gets rolled up, and the Hurt Business retains. Storytelling. At least they're giving us storytelling for Mania. You know, it's not bad, but it's there. Once again, it's there. There's nothing that's making me want to tune in to see who's going to win, Braun or Shane. It's just, that to me is like, okay, cool. And they give a match, a tag title match. Just throw it away. The Raw tag division is crap. So it's just like, okay, cool. Whatever. Moving on. Once again, each match, besides the main event scene and the stuff that's going on with Orton, which we didn't even get a lot of, we got one segment this whole night, is the only reason to watch Raw. It's just the only reason to keep watching Raw, because most of it is just normal, repetitive, same things. Nothing is really progressing. But right after that, we get Elias versus Damien Priest, setting up those two, which I'm thinking this. I was gonna say this could have been the backup plan if it's not Damien Priest and Bad Bunny taking on Miz and Morrison at Mania, but I still think that's the plan, especially at the end of the night. When it transpires with Miz, then yeah, that's still on the table. But I think this is an interesting thing. And Damien Priest is great. You know, I think Damien Priest coming up in the main roster, giving him the rub of Bad Bunny so a lot of people know who he is, and then making him go on to do his own thing is great. So yeah, Damien Priest and Elias have a solid match. Damien Priest does win, and that's more momentum for him and Bad Bunny to go into Mania with. So after that, we get a backstage segment with Randy, and this is good. You know, once again, he's building up his thing with the Fiend and Alexa Bliss, and Alexa says he's going to come back, and then we see the Fiend possess Randy Orton in a video package, and he says, I'm going to show you everything wrong that you've did. And I'm sitting here, I know what that means. You know, we're probably going to get a Firefly Funhouse match between Bray and Randy. My mentality is this. The precipice of the last one was that Cena's retired. You basically retired John Cena with that match. Yes, I know he showed up for the announcement of WrestleMania 36, 37, and 38 being announced the way 37, 38, and 39 being rescheduled and replaced, but, you know, he still has not come back to an active competition. He has never stepped foot in the ring since then. So, yeah, if you want to go this route with Orton, great. But does Orton want to go this route? Are you willing to retire Randy Orton for the Fiend? Or are you willing to ruin the Fiend's character and the Firefly Funhouse match at Mania by making him lose? That's a very big question. And also, the biggest one of all, can you top last year's Firefly Funhouse match? Because that got people talking a lot. And if you think you can top that, I'm interested to see where that goes. I really, really am. But once again, solid storytelling, and you're making me look forward to watching Mania. So yeah, after that, we get take 2 of the championship match, and this match happens. Miz runs out, 10 count, see you at 11 o'clock. That's basically what they did. And yeah, then Shane says he will fix this, and hopefully he will. He ends up doing that. But yeah, and then we get Charlotte versus Shayna Baszler. This match should be on fucking pay-per-view. Period. This match should be on pay-per-view. No doubt. This should be a main event caliber match, but it's not. It is a throwaway match. Charlotte says, Asuka doesn't have a challenger for the Raw Women's Championship at Mania. I'm going to be that challenger. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. And I get it. Asuka's been spinning her wheel since she was given the title, because she technically wasn't part of the plan, because Becky, and I get that, but whatever. Life happens. You're supposed to work around that. And you haven't worked around it. And now Asuka is not here tonight because she's injured, which is fine. They're playing the storyline of Shayna Baszler legitimately knocked some teeth out of Asuka's face. She needed to get that repaired. She's going to get it repaired, so she's not here this week. But to have Charlotte versus Shayna Baszler in this match, which is a good match, once again, it's not the caliber of what it should be. What I think they should do is They should have used this injury as the way to write Asuka off, strip her the belt, get her away for a little while, because right now, Asuka's not doing anything. If you don't have anything for her to do, take her off TV. If you want, have Shayna versus Charlotte at Fastlane. Have them, the winner becomes champion. Cool. Now, no matter who wins that match, you can go in two different directions. One, have Charlotte win the match at Fastlane. Have Charlotte versus Rhea 2, WrestleMania 37. Have Rhea go over and get a revenge from Charlotte from last year, because Rhea has not gotten her flame back since losing to Charlotte. Or have Shayna win, and here's this magical idea. Shayna versus Rhea. The match that kicked off Rhea Ripley's career in NXT. Have them do a rematch, Raw Women's title, grandest stage of them all. Why not? It would print money. But yeah, you gotta have Charlotte on the match somewhere. Have her fight Nia. Just do something small there. She gets a win. She doesn't need her 15th world title right now. She doesn't. She's literally going to beat Rick's record. She's only been in the company for 5 or 6 years. It's ridiculous. But I digress. Once again, crappy match. Whatever. We're moving on. Now, another really meh match, 2 matches actually, is you have the Lucha House Party and Matt Riddle, new United States champion Matt Riddle, good for him, taking on Retribution. Once again, Retribution loses. Wah. Mustafa Ali says, I'm going to show you how it's done. Fights Riddle one-on-one. Riddle wins. Actually, no, I'm wrong there. Mustafa wins with the help of his goons. And he's like, well, I did that all by myself. Yeah, you're going to break up Retribution at some point. Cool. Whatever. You wasted my time. And you wasted these NXT guys. Just send them back to NXT. Or at least, make them come on the show as their own guys. Come on. You're going to have Dominic Dijakovic and D.L. Madden and Mia Yim just there and not actually use them. It's a freaking waste. So yeah, and then finally, we get the WWE Championship match. Bobby Lashley versus The Miz. Shane comes out. Lumberjack match. Complete wreckage of The Miz and his internal organs. Wonderful. Hurt lock. Miz taps. Bobby Lashley, after 16 years of pro wrestling, wins the WWE Championship. Good job, man. I was really happy to see this. And I understand, to me, I didn't even think this was in the cards. Watching Elimination Chamber, watching him lose the U.S. title to Matt Riddle, and seeing him come out and beat up Drew McIntyre, I did not see that coming. And The Miz cashing in, great. You knew he was a transitional champ, which is fine. I think the Money in the Bank was going to be used like that anyways, no matter if it was Otis or The Miz having it. Because, once again, they didn't have all the plans that they had for the Money in the Bank and everything going into Mania 37. That's what's wrong right now. Yeah, Mania 37 went out the window when COVID happened. And we're about a year from when that happened. So you know what? Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, have fun killing each other at Mania, and I will gladly watch. So yeah, I gotta say, this episode of Raw, first Raw I'm really sitting down and reviewing in the past few weeks. Gotta say, pleasantly surprised. I've been keeping up on everything, but just there's a point where you just gotta say, spinning my wheels, take a step back, and it's good to be back. But Raw was good. A lot of the same problems that I had the last few times watching it, but I like the direction we're going to, and I like the storytelling that we are getting for Mania. And yeah, you're setting up Mania in a big way, and I'm getting excited to see how that goes. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the build to Mania is starting to get better, or do you think we're still just spinning the wheels of Raw being the worst show in WWE's umbrella right now? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit the like and subscribe button. They do go a long way, and I will see you all here next time on the OOH-RAH Report.